The so-called doomsday mom, Lori Daybell, her final trial is now in the hands of a Valley jury. Closing arguments wrapped up today.
And in a surprise move, the convicted murderer did not call anyone to testify on her behalf. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum joining us live with the latest on what happened in court today. Justin.
Mark, Ellen, we have a jury of 12 finalized, 7 women and 5 men. They now have the case, but it only took about 15 minutes for the group to decide it was time to go home for the day. They return tomorrow morning at 10 to continue deliberations. We've seen and heard from 18 witnesses. Evidence has ranged from cell phone data to surveillance footage, dozens of photos of the Jeep Wrangler, the suspect vehicle involved in the shooting on October 2nd, 2019. The alleged victim, Brandon Boudreaux, was driving home when a bullet missed him by inches, striking his Tesla. Investigators say Lori Daybell and her late brother Alex Cox planned the attempted murder, accused of using burner phones and removing the Jeep's back seat and spare rear tire so Cox could easily fire from the back window. At the time, Lori was living in Rexburg, Idaho, after she moved from the Valley to be closer to her now husband, Chad Daybell. Brandon was in the middle of a divorce with his wife, Melanie Boudreaux, who he says was heavily influenced by Lori, leading to the marriage's end. Here was Daybell's closing arguments and prosecutor Trina Kay's rebuttal.
We read the text from Brandon to me on June 25th, 2019, where he claims that he will never stop until he proves that I am responsible. Well, here we are, almost 6 years later, and I'm charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. In order to have a conspiracy, 2 or more people have to make an agreement to commit a crime. There is no such agreement between me and my brother Alex.
The defendant wants you to think that Brandon has it out for her. She has tried to insinuate that Brandon was involved with working with Detective Pillar for years just to get her. But what you heard was that Brandon has actually been working with law enforcement on multiple investigations. So again, as the defendant sits up here and tries to portray and paint a picture for you of her innocence and sadness and family tragedy, she again misrepresents what was told to you at trial.
The jury doesn't know about these other cases that are tied to this bizarre saga. Back in April, Daybell was found guilty of conspiring in the murder of her 4th husband, Charles Vallow. It took about half a day for that jury to come to a guilty verdict. And remember, it was in May 2023 when an Idaho jury convicted Daybell of murdering her 2 kids and conspiring in the murder of Chad Daybell's first wife, Tammy. I'm Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum.